Sorry, I had to respond to a private message. Anyways, we're going to go over final team comps here. Last chance for questions, guys, before we get into the game. I'm mostly just going to be focusing on this one individual match, but we'll do everything we can to try and help out. So, looks like this should be a Yasuo mid versus a Syndra. That's a skill matchup, honestly. Syndra has a little bit of an advantage just because of the zoning potential that she has. But if Yasuo's good at dodging, if he's good at positioning, then he should be able to catch up. Yasuo, especially since his nerfs, though, is not very strong, very heavily reliant on team comp. That being said, though, we have 3 sources of knockup for him. They have the Xin with both the knockup and the alt, which both work for Yasuo alt. We have the Nami alt and Bubble, both of which work for the alt. And we have the Lulu alt, which works for Yasuo. So they have a very good team comp to set up the Yasuo. And I'm excited to see if he's able to really abuse that to its fullest potential. Then in terms of junglers, it's going to be Xin versus Lee, both very good ganking, aggressive, dueling junglers. I would say Lee falls off, whereas Xin falls off a little bit less. Xin's mid game, though, I would say is much stronger than Lee's. Lee is more about utility in the mid game, whereas Xin can just show up and murder your face. So I would like to see Xin really running away with those early advantages, punishing as much as he can with his early gank potential, his early damage and dueling, and then turning that into a monstrous mid game. As I said, he is still going to fall off in the late game, but not anywhere near compared to what Lee Sin will, where Lee Sin's late game is just pretty trash. Then bot lane is going to be an Ashe Nami pairing versus a Thresh Caitlyn. As I mentioned last game, I don't like Ignite on AD carries, especially on a carry like Ashe. On Ashe, I would want to see either heal or ghost for that second skill. I would really have liked to see that extra safety net there. That being said, Nami should be able to cover some of her weaknesses. I mean, you have the sustain, you have the CC, and assuming they don't get instantly burst, they will have very good kite reposition potential between those two. I really worry for Ashe's safety versus Lee Sin, a Syndra, and of course Jace, who can all sort of just jump in and one-shot her. So that's going to be a concern. It's really going to boil down to how well she's able to survive in lane, farm things out, and then her late game ults. Late game Ashe ults just destroy team fights. They win so easily, but that's going to be a lot of pressure on her to perform. That's going to be into a Caitlyn Thresh. I actually think Caitlyn Thresh it's alright, but it's not that amazing. And my reasoning is that Thresh has some decent poke, and he has some decent disengage. But it's not something like a Nami or Lulu or Karma or Zyra or Valkaz, who really exemplifies Caitlyn's strengths of poking and bullying in lane. Thresh is more about that lockdown engage, and that's not necessarily what Caitlyn wants to do. I'm not saying that it's a bad pairing, I'm simply saying that it's not the perfect pairing. I would almost want to see these two supports switched. Nami with Caitlyn, Thresh with Ashe. I think that would work just a little bit better. But to each their own, and it's not the end of the world by any means. It's just something that I think might work a bit. Then top lane, of course, is going to be the Jace versus Lulu. Top lane Lulu is still definitely a thing. I get asked about that quite often, but is a lot weaker than it used to be. A lot less utility, a lot less burst. It's just less reliable than it once was. Jace, I would argue, is one of the best top laners or best mid laners in the game. It's a huge amount of pressure on you to perform, but a well-played Jace is a monster. If you guys are really looking to put in like 100 games mastering a champion, I would go for Jace. He's disgustingly strong. If you don't believe me, just look up some compilations on YouTube of him performing, because it is terrifying. It's so terrifying. Alright, so if you guys have any questions in chat, go ahead and ask. Ninja's asking about best way to climb the rank. Rank is about consistency. It's about you knowing your limits and playing towards your strengths every single game. That doesn't mean you have to play the same champion or the same role every game, but you need to be performing consistently well. Going 20-2 one game and then 1-5 the next game, that's not consistent, right? I don't care really what your score is, but you need to be offering a consistent, positive impact on your games. That could be through communication, decision-making, attitude, mechanics. There's so many things that you could use to actually to influence that match, but that's on you to do it every match or almost every match. Opinion on any mid is very, very strong. Whisper, you missed the invite. Would there be a chance to get in later today? We might be able to do a third game today. Depends on how many people we have interested in playing. So, Caitlin said that she was worried she was going to feed. Oh, well, I'm sure she'll do just fine.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Alright, so in terms of early purchases, exactly what you would expect. 4 potions from Thresh, 3 and 1 mana from Nami, and then everything else is pretty standard. Yeah. Not a whole lot to say about that. That's just cookie cutter starter builds. Would Janna have been a better choice than Nami for the team comp, since her shield for Ashe and knockups for Yasuo? Nami already has a lot of knockups, and the sustain and disengage potential of Nami is very good with Ashe. So I have no problem with the Ashe-Nami pairing. It's not really an issue. That being said, Janna is a highly underrated support, and if she's a good Janna player, that would have been a good option. But nothing wrong with Nami. Never anything wrong with Nami.
Minions have spawned.
What about Lulu mid? Same as Lulu top, viable, but a lot weaker than it used to be. So, I mentioned the early team comps a little bit there, and I would definitely give this over to blue team, but the only reason I am cautious on saying that is because there's so much pressure on Ashe to perform well, and there's so much potential for Yasuo to just get shut down and do nothing. So, in terms of consistency, I would actually give this over to purple team. Jace is such an amazing pick. Syndra is a really, really strong pick. Caitlyn, Thresh, like they're just so safe that I would early give this to purple team. If blue team remains relevant, though, they have the better mid-late game, though. Janna is one of the best supports in the game right now. She's highly underrated. She's like top 3 supports. I'm talking about in solo queue. I'm not talking about professional games. If you're losing all your games, what point should you say screw it and stop playing games for today? Okay, so just a quick comment. You want to work on your last hitting there. It's a fixed pattern of how many turret shots it takes to get a minion within low health. Usually it is 2 tower shots per melee minion followed by 1 auto attack. And for casters, it's 1 auto attack from you, 1 auto attack from tower, 1 auto attack from you. So that's something you'll want to work on there because you did just lose a lot of CS from being pushed in. I would like to see Nami help even out this wave by auto attacking minions and by trying to trade into the enemy team a little bit. Back to the question of when should you give up ranked for the day. Honestly, base it around your attitude. If your attitude is good, your gameplay is good, and you're not overly frustrated from those losses, there's nothing wrong with continuing to play. But if you're going on tilt and finding that, oh my god, you're just not having fun, you're getting frustrated, or your mechanics are slipping, take a break after even 1 loss. Doesn't matter. As soon as you notice that, you need to take a break. Nice hook coming in. Nami bubble comes across to cancel out the engage. Ashe landing a lot of damage back in return. That's actually a win for blue team, simply because they have sustain. They have the sustain advantage here. Alright, so Jace does get sent back early. Stun comes across from Nami. A lot of poke coming down, but she is going to be out of mana here. So this is pretty much what I mentioned should happen here. Yasuo is easily zoned by Syndra. But if Yasuo has a very, very good team comp to set up his ult, it doesn't matter as long as he's able to farm. So that's what we want to see here, how relevant he's able to stay in terms of CS. And at the moment, he seems to be doing pretty damn good. He's about even with Syndra. Hey, Luca. How's it going, dude? Alright, so back in top lane here. This is the point where Jace really gets to be pretty disgusting, level 3, 4. Once he has all his skills unlocked, his trade potential is just monstrous. Yes, you should definitely be muting toxic players. Alright, so there's a polymorph. Shield comes across. There, auto attack, E her away. I would not have stayed for that. Just auto attack, E away, and walk away, because you're going to tank this entire minion entire minion wave. We're going to rewind and watch this fight mid here. Looks like Xin gets caught out by Lee Sin. Both mids are not quite responding very quickly, though. Yasuo looks to be the first. He's coming around. Lee goes in. Auto. One final auto. Not going to be enough. He is taken down. Flash comes through. Ignite. Oh, not quite enough. Syndra is low mana, though, so she's going to have to back out. There's a knock-up. Ignite comes across. Auto comes across. Flash auto. That should be a kill. Good job, Syndra. So that went really well for purple team. And that's what I said. It's so much pressure on blue team to perform almost perfectly in this that's why I don't give them an advantage in terms of team comp. When your entire team comp relies on 1 or 2 people being gods, that's a problem. Whereas purple team, anyone who performs well is going to make this game easy. Alright, back up in top lane. A little bit of CS advantage over to Jace. Alright, so Jace has pretty much run out of mana here. So what you want to use is your auto attacks. Swap to melee mode and start farming. That's going to give you enough mana to trade back on. If Lulu tries to trade onto you in that, you use your hammer mode to jump onto her, auto attack, push away, swap back to cannon mode, W, auto attack, or I believe it's auto attack, W resets it. I could be wrong on that, then auto. Who can win a 1v1 pre-6, Vi or Lee Sin? The winner is the person who doesn't miss their first skill shot. Because if Lee misses his Q, Vi wins. If Vi misses her charge, whatever it's called, then Lee wins. So it really boils down to who misses their skill shots. And I can pretty much guarantee you, if they're playing well, one of them will miss because the other has so much possibility to dodge. Is my stream over? What are you talking about? I'm live. Alright, so as we mentioned earlier, the zoning potential coming out from Syndra, about double his CS at the moment. And that's what you want to see from Syndra here. Is there another game going on after this workshop? If we have enough people. We need more people willing to play though. So if you have friends, if you want to play, just make sure they're in the chat rooms and ready to go. Alright, so this is warded. Lee's coming around, does not have ult yet, obviously. Q goes across, flash lands, goes back in. Oh, nice work. Yeah, just getting the flash is totally worth it. Alright, so in top lane, Jace is a little bit low, whereas Lulu has full health and a couple potions. A lot of damage coming across. Jace goes way too close though. He walks directly into melee range, tries to fight with no health, and versus a level 6 Lulu. Lulu just ults herself, combos back on, and gets the kill. So that was just poor decision making and poor positioning from Jace. You only engage on a fight like that if you're 100% confident that you can finish the kill. So play a little bit more passive, abuse your poke range, reposition between each of Lulu's skills so you can dodge out of some of them, and you should be able to be perfectly fine. Luca, this is a ranked workshop. You can use the workshop command for all the info you need. Zen just farming away. Alright, so we want to keep an eye on bot lane because Ashe is going to hit level 6 soon. I would like to see Xin coming down bot near when that happens, so that one Ashe arrow into a Nami knockup, into a Nami ult, exhaust, that sort of thing, is so much free time for them to land a kill. I definitely think that would be a good decision for him to make. What jungle do I not want to play against? I would say either Warwick or Vi. Both of them are really annoying. Alright, so it looks like Xin gonna take that for himself as he does not need to give it to his mid laner. Knockup goes across, dodges the stun. Beautiful wind wall, actually. Blocking so much damage, but not enough to land the kill. I want to see here, though, as beautiful as this combo was, he could have killed her. Alright, so here's what happens. Ult goes across, dashes through to dodge that. then uses the alt, which dodges the... Yeah, there we go. Sorry, wind wall dodges the alt. So, you have your knock up. It's coming up in 3 seconds. Walk forward, and instead you E to the side. If you step backwards and E forward, you would have caught her. If you simply walked forward, you would have caught her. All you needed to do was use the final Q. So, misplay on his part, but still amazingly nice combo. I really, really like that. Alright, Jace coming across. Ooh, you are a dead Yasuo OP. Very nice roam there coming out from Jace. Alright, so Syndra coming across for blue buff. That's going to be huge for her. When she gets blue buff, when she gets her Athene's finished, I would expect for her to be able to just dominate this Yasuo. What I want to see, though, is I want to see a Arm Guard come out. Arm Guard is just so good at shutting down those early bits of melee damage. Alright, just going for the engage. Polymorph comes across, lots of damage, and there's the kill. Very nice job, Jace. Hook comes across onto Ashe. Flay goes through. Trap comes across. That is a kill. Beautiful team play, actually. Nice trap. That was excellent. Really like that. Alright, so we see again coming in top. Lee, not able to combo. Alright, Lee actually goes on to Xin. Nice flash, I like that. Is it going to be enough? Nope, not enough. You are going to die. Alright, so here's what needed to happen there. So, Lee landed a really beautiful combo on. Jace is trying to come in. Unfortunately, Lee Q'd a minion. Not going to work out very well for you. So you're polymorphed, right? So step up towards Jace if you need to avoid extra damage coming in from Lulu. I see what you're doing here to try and flash behind, but you didn't auto, right? And then you still got ulted. So that flash, I like the idea of getting in behind or flashing for the auto or doing something like that, but that really, really harmed this. We see the Jace try and do the exact same thing, flashing out. We see the Lee Sin trying to shield. It's just not enough. You're not going to be able to survive that. That was just poor communication, poor teamwork. The Jace was but again, it just boiled down to the poorly played flashes and poorly played combos. Hook not able to land that time. Alright, so in terms of CS, Syndra is still very far ahead. Good decision to keep warding. Alright, so here comes the Xin gank. Knock up just barely misses. Yeah, so do you get a Q? Nope. You needed to be able to wind wall that, but it was already used. Ignite's going to go through and finish off the kill. So, for communication there, you don't line up behind him, or you're just going to get comboed. Not going to work. Just trying to pressure in this top. Not going to be able to do too much, though. Alright, so Hook goes across onto Ashe. She's actually going to be burst pretty much instantly. It was a very nice attempted disengage from Nami, but it's not going to be enough. Kill goes through. Knock-up goes through. Now Xin is here. So the question is, can Xin clean up? He has his ult. Exhaust is down on Caitlyn. So, net goes through. Stand right there. Boop. Alt. Ignite. Who ignited that? Why is that particle still there? Nami's going to pick that one up. Dash comes across from Xin. Knock up. 1, 2. There we go. Perfect job. Ugh, I need to rewind this again. So obviously Lulu has taken top tower. Yeah, he's a little too aggressive with all these plays. He needs to just calm his tits for a second. I get that he was trying to engage for Lee Sin, but you wait till Lee is actually here, or it's just not going to go well for you. So there's another polymorph. Alt comes across. Are you going to be able to land the final Q or auto? There's the Q. Finishes off the kill. Good job, Lee. But yeah, Jace needs to calm his tits for a second, wait on Lee, and engage as a team. They can only polymorph one of you. Yeah, Ashe, as I mentioned before, is still having a lot of issues with positioning. Alright, so Lee Sin coming across over to Dragon. Rest of blue team is here. Ward goes across from Ashe. Trap onto Lee. Sorry, that's not Lee. It's Xin. Yeah. Arrow not able to connect onto Caitlyn. That is incredibly unfortunate. With having that ult down, you're not able to then do this fight. Syndra stun goes across, not able to re-engage though. Hook goes on to... Ooh, that's not good. No ult from Nami, 2 seconds left. Exhaust goes across onto Ashe. Again, way too close for comfort. You are so dead. Yasuo combos in onto Syndra. Ult comes across. They are very dead. Now that Nami has her ult up, she does try and save face. It's not going to be enough though. Zin's going to be comboed here in just a second. If you're going to do that, Zin, you need to do it early because you get the bonus armor and magic resist for each target you hit. Yeah, that was highly unfortunate. They tried to engage without ult. Ashe had no ult. She was out of position. Nami had no ult. Xin didn't use his ult early. I don't know if it just came up or what the problem with that was. And Yasuo got hooked. So you're chasing into an enemy jungle that you don't have enough vision in to really secure the fight. And you are down in ults. So that's not something you want to do. Definitely work on that. Looks like they're going to try and two-man this dragon. It's going to be close. Alright, swap the aggro back and forth. Oh my god. Thresh! There we go. What they could have done in this fight is disengaged, waited for their ults to come back up, and then re-engaged as 4, right? That would have been a decent choice, because they could have waited on the Nami ult and make sure that they could Yasuo combo everyone, but that just wasn't the case. Alright, so that is a very dead Jace. Back in mid lane, purple team still sieging away. They're going to lose this tower. There's no way they're going to be able to stop that. Syndra ult is up, as are both her summoners. Xin going back up into top, takes down Lee Sin. Nice job. Double ult goes across. Windwall takes out the Syndra ult. Alright, Jace trying to come back in. Ooh, knock up after the flash. They trade the kills back. Hook not able to land from Thresh. Lulu should be able to escape this, because she's just going to glitter land, speed buff herself, and then she can just do whatever the fuck she wants, because she's Lulu. Yes, all of these will be uploaded to YouTube after, with full commentary. We also have an entire library of about 150 workshop games on YouTube, so if you want to watch some back and get some generic advice, that's a great way to do so. Syndra picks up the kill there. Very nice collapse from all of purple team. In the meantime, Yasuo just trying to pick up some farm for himself. He's still about 30-35 CS down, and does not have his static shiv yet. Shiv's when he's really going to start being able to wave clear and actually do some things. It's just not happening yet. Alright, that's tower down top. Alright, so they have enough that they can just 4v1 if they really need to. Yeah, they definitely didn't know Lulu was there until after. Xin trying to come around on bot. Ashe has arrow. Has ignite. There's the arrow, knock-up goes across. Ashe gets the kill. Nice combo. I like her not using her ignite and waiting to be sure that she was going to be able to land the ult. Because she has had some issues landing some earlier in the game. So... again, there was no risk, so why waste, or why rush it, right? So good job there. In terms of CS, though, Caitlyn is still quite far ahead. Yasuo, again, going in, not able to land any real damage, and gets immediately bursted down. Polymorph comes across onto Syndra, Glitter Lance goes through, Syndra has to flash away, but now Jace is here. Jace is exhausted, Lulu goes back in. Glitter Lance just about to come up. There's the kill. She still has ult for herself, so I would expect her to ult herself. Eee, the hook. Yeah. She wasn't able to ult herself in time. If she was able to ult herself, then she would have Glitter Lanced across, Nami combo would have allowed them to pick up Thresh, and maybe still escape. Workshops are every Sunday at 2 p.m. Caitlyn not quite able to catch on to that. Nami going in behind Jace. You are not with your team. Alright, so slow lands. Yeah, you're taking a big risk here. I get what you're trying to do, but wait for Yasuo to be in position. Alright, so that should go through. You don't have vision though. Oh, he walked out of the bush. Very nice job there. Sorry, not actually a nice job. I misspoke. That was very unfortunate. If he had not walked out of the bush, he should not have been able to get vision for the Yasuo ult. Yasuo, your combo's a little bit sloppy there, dude. Oh. And the flash not needed. He died just before the auto had connected, so Nami does live. That could have been played a lot better by both sides. If he had continued running, he would have been able to hopefully break sight and regroup with Syndra. It would have been possible. I'm not saying it would have happened, but it would have been possible. Second thing being Nami went in way too early, which was incredibly risky. And Syndra ult goes through, not able to finish off the kill. Let me rewatch that though, because I think she should have had that. Okay, so you're about to gain vision of each other right now. So you just gained vision. Q on his feet, E him backwards. Alright, so you waited a long time before you did anything. Q on his feet, E him backwards, stun connects, W, throw onto him, Alt, step back, Q. Again, you wasted a lot of time here trying to grab the ball when just slightly better positioning would have done it. You also didn't Q before you ulted. You had time, the final Q would have been enough. Yeah. So there's just, I don't know if she wasn't paying enough attention or what that was, but that could have been played better. Alright, Ashe getting caught out, and that is a kill. Dragon has just respawned. We'll see if blue team has proper timers on that or not. Alright, Jace going for it. J4 is not here. Not J4, yeah. Oh my god, Xin. So there is no smite. Syndra not able to stun. Throws the W back in. Walks into the knockup, gets immediately ulted. Lulu lands the knockup, makes sure that Yasuo is able to live just a little bit longer. He does get taken down immediately after though. Nami going in with the slows. Ashe should be able to land just an auto W. No, you didn't W. Oh, volley was all you need. Alright, so Ashe, you need to work on your volley there. That would have had the kill. Volley forward to slow, then walk forward, auto attack. Boom, you just got it. Instead, they are able to recollapse there with the Thresh and Caitlyn. Kills go across. In the meantime, Xin is able to secure Dragon. What is the best AD carry support comp right now? Well, Nami, Janna, and Thresh are the best 3 supports. And Lucian and Trist are still amazing AD carries, as is Jinx, Caitlyn, and a few others. Dash goes through, not able to land his hook. Oh, Eider just healing him up as much as he can. Jace coming across, exhaust goes through. Jace gonna turn into hammer mode. Boom, that is a kill. Yeah, Ashe really needs to work on her positioning, especially if she's gonna play Ashe. This is why I said something like Heal or Ghost would be better, because it gives her a safety net. Ignite is not going to do much for you. Is Kog'Maw still good? Yes, if you have a good PL comp, Kog'Maw's amazing, but not as popular in solo queue. Usually, I would say Jinx is just as good, if not better. Strongest mid laner, Victor. Yasuo landing a lot of damage. Alt comes across, lands directly onto Syndra, but no one hits Syndra. Oh my god. Not gonna work out for them. I am gonna rewatch that in a second. I just want to see how the fight ends. Lee Sin does go through, immediately gets burst down. Xin here with a re-engage. Goes on to Thresh, not able to land things. Thresh hook goes across. Dash goes through. There's the kill. Is he gonna be able to do all this? No. Does not look like it. Alright, so we're going to rewatch this. I want to point out a couple things that went poorly there. Oh my god, that lasted a lot longer than I thought. Alright, so Yasuo wind walls here. And not quite able to get hooked. Lulu, I want to see you disengaging this best you can. Syndra misses her knockback and stun. Okay, but the main issue I see is just coming up here. Bubble lands onto Syndra. Not able to do anything with that. Yasuo has his ult ready. Ashe ult goes across, lands onto Syndra. You need to auto, volley, auto. But instead you hit Jace or a minion, it's hard to tell. Also, Nami did not have ult or knock up during that. Lulu did have ult though. So I wanted to see Yasuo jump into the middle of that. Lulu ult, then Yasuo would ult on top of the grouped, stunned, knocked up targets. So that was the first misplay I saw from blue team. Now, purple team decides to misplay instead. Thresh has Flay, not able to quite get in position though. Jace, just sort of dancing around the tower. He can't decide if he wants to fight or not. Not knocked up by Lulu, thankfully. Ults backwards. Q's in, well tanking the tower, so his decision was to try and go through the other side, and then that leaves it free for Xin to re-engage. Xin gets hooked out by... my goodness. Syndra lands onto Nami, but again, just a lot of unnecessary diving from purple team. They did not need to do this. And as we saw before, there is the cleanup. But yeah, basically, blue team threw because they didn't combo in as a team. It was a very nice ult. And then purple team lost because, well, they overstayed and went a little too deep. So, minor misplays, but definitely something to watch back just so you can see how you played that fight, because you know better than anyone what your decision-making process was. So when you're watching that back, question your own decision-making, figure out what you could have done better, and then try and apply that knowledge in future games. That is mid tower down. We'll rewatch that, why not? Alright, so Zin's a little bit split off from the team. They have no real vision on this. Hook lands onto Ashe. That is Ashe immediately dead. Same issues as before with positioning. Ooh, ult goes across. Lee not able to re-engage. Caitlyn poking. Yasuo jumps in thanks to the knock-up. Is able to finish off the kill onto Thresh. Going a little bit too close on Syndra. Ult gets blocked out by Windwall. Nami combo comes across, lands the double knock-up. Yasuo combos on top with Xin. Jace still getting knocked up, not able to join this fight. Blue team's going to be able to finish off the kill onto Lee. Ult, sorry, you don't have ult left anymore. But yeah, the knockup goes across from Yasuo. Yasuo is able to E in, auto attack, Q. He should be able to flash auto if he really needed to. Doesn't matter though. Nami's here, and they should have this. Triple kill goes across. Xin trying to go on to Caitlyn, but not able to follow up. Trap just counters that. Yeah, that was a two-part issue. Again, blue team split up too much, but then they re-engage perfectly. So purple team really needs to be careful of these re-engages, because that's what's costing them. Both teams are dead even. They're even in gold, even in kills, even in towers. So, this is anyone's game at the moment. As I said, blue team has the better teamfight comp, whereas purple team is better at making picks and in the laning phase. If Ashe can step up her positioning just a little bit and not get cut out like this is blue team's game. That would be very, very easy for them to win. It just boils down to how Ashe is able to position if she's able to land her ult and if she's able to output any significant damage in these fights. And so far, again, not to bash Ashe, but like we have not seen that. So she really needs to work on that, and this would be a much, much easier game for them. Lulu almost gets caught out. Nami lands the ward in there and is not caught by the stun. Thresh landing another hook onto Ashe. Ashe re-engages onto Jace. No one is able to follow it up though. Yasuo has the combo on him. We see a very nice engage here coming in. Oh my god, that ult. Nami goes directly across. Ashe, just auto volley every single cooldown you can, and you should be able to win this. Huge damage coming across. Yasuo, are you going to be able to finish this off? Lee Sin, nope, finishes him off. Bubble goes across. Xin, I want to see you able to get onto these. If you have a jump, flash jump. Flash jump. That's all you need here. Jump in. Not able to get onto Syndra like you wanted. Volley comes across. There's the kill. That's exactly what you want to see. And that is a free fight for them. So they actually went 4 for 1. And that's what I said when it comes down to if Ashe lands a combo, if Ashe does damage. 5 for 1. Very nice chase through. But yeah, this is really just boiling down to can Ashe stay alive in a fight, and thankfully that time she was able to flash out. The team were able to re-engage perfectly. 4-man Yasuo landed, followed by the Nami, the Xin cleanup. It was very, very nice. So good job to blue team for that. Reward, yeah, you're a little bit late. Alright, we're gonna fast forward this a little bit more. Nope, the disengage comes across. Alright, ping's going down all over the map. Looks like they're going to try and defend bot lane. If blue team was a little bit more decisive, they could have used the knowledge that they're coming down bot lane, whether they walked across a ward or whether you waited and saw them in minions, to take Baron. You have a pink ward here, you have a pink ward here, and you have a ward here. That's all you need for vision. Walk right to Baron, immediately 4-man it, and you would have been fine. The reason that wouldn't be a good idea is because, of course, Xin is bot, so you're not going to have a smite. In order for that to work, Xin would have to be able to immediately rush up towards top and combo in with them. But making the enemy team miss position and then miss combo like that is an amazing way to carry solo queue games. So that's just something to keep an eye out for in future matches. Looks like blue team is trying to come around. Xin is not here. So this is going to be heavily based on whether, again, Ashe is able to survive this. Volley goes across. Should be enough of a slow. It depends on if Lee is able to land a combo here. Nope, nothing going to come across. Xin going for the split push is going to be collapsed on. If you're going to do the split push, you need to have wards in here. Make sure that you're not caught out. So Thresh, you're going to walk forward, auto flay towards you, then hook based on the direction he goes. I would have autoed before the hook, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, now hook, because you've already seen where he's moving towards. It would have kept you in range and allowed you to pull back in immediately when he uses ult. Here comes the hook. Is he able to land it? Yes, connects on with the hook. That is a very, very dead Xin. Sorry, Lee. Yes, it's in. It's in. In the meantime, blue team has pushed back in. Not able to take the inhib, though. Looks like purple is going to try and chase this down. Oh, ward goes across. Hook, 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 hook. Come on. No. They land the hook onto Lulu. Pull in, flay backwards. Flashes out, though. Not quite able to land that in time. Alright, so you... Ooh. If you're going to flash in, you have to be ulting. It didn't seem to do that. Hook's just about to come up, but they're going to be too far away for you to land that. You're instead going to have to focus on to Yasuo here. You have to go past the wind wall. Okay, flash goes through from Yasuo. I was going to say you'd have to hook in through this line. Lulu trying to come back in. Syndra not able to land her stun. Purple team going to go over for Baron. Want to see an Ashe arrow coming across on this. Xin is dead, but he's up in just a second. So if he's able to pick up home guards, he should be able to rush out for this. So, entire team following through on an Ashe arrow here would be the only chance of winning this. Looks like instead they are going to opt to go back. Not the worst decision ever. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, Nami wasn't able to land her ult. I suppose with Nami ult being down, it's a good decision for them to not have fought there. Alright, so here we see just a Xin wave clear split push going through. They do get onto mid lane. Oh my goodness, we're going to rewatch that because I thought it was just a 1 kill originally. Alright, so they quote-unquote catch Jace, but then they're able to just re-combo in on top of each other. Yasuo has already been burst down, so pretty much any combo that goes through here is going to work out nicely. Arrow goes on to Lee Sin. Jace constantly poking away, bursting down Lulu. Syndra coming in from the side. Caitlyn trying to ult in, but a little bit too late. Jace has already landed the kill. Nami trying her best to save her allies, but it's just not going to be enough. Ashe is now flashing away, but not going to be anywhere near enough. You are very, very, very dead. And then, yeah. And she should escape. Looks like Zin's going to try and go for the quote-unquote base race here. Gets one tower. Is he able to get the inhib? So, Nami needs to be able to try and cancel this out. Lulu is up. Yeah, right now. Teleport coming in from Lulu. Perfect. So they have the Banshee's Veil on them. A lot of damage coming across. No, the Lee Sin kicks them away, and this is a very, very dead blue team. So with both of them dead, inhib down, and Baron taken, the only real other option is to push out top lane, right? You don't want them backdooring this if possible. So shove in side lanes, make sure you have your final buys, and then get ready for the last team fight or two. Alright, Dragon being taken over by purple team. Oh, they do actually manage to take out Jace thanks to the Lulu Xin combo. Alright, looks like Lulu's trying to shove back in top. What I would like to see is one person go top, whether that be Lulu or Xin, someone who can duel quite well, and the rest of them siege mid. They had about 25 seconds on Jace. They could have rushed it and tried to secure one of those inhibs. If they secured the inhib, they would have been perfectly fine. Instead, they're going to go for Dragon. It's fine. Alright, Ashe has arrow. Is she going to be able to combo here? Arrow. Nope. No one's following Kate. Alright, so she needs to arrow right up through here. Alright, so Yasuo does get hooked out. Xin continuing to stay on to Lee Sin. You need to arrow. And that lands onto Syndra, but not before she uses her ult. It's not going to be enough because there's no knock-up in time for Yasuo to land an ult in this. Alright, Xin should be able to secure Syndra before he dies, but I do not expect... Nope, never mind. Hourglass comes through. He should be very, very, very dead here. Again, this is boiling down to how blue team is comboing together, how they're chasing these. They could have gone for Caitlyn, who is alone. One arrow directly across. Boom, you've taken out their AD carry. Go back to base and farm. You don't have to take a full team fight. You have to make picks for yourself. That's what your team comp is really going to accomplish right now. Unless you're all together as 5, you don't want full team fights. You need all your ults up. You need all your cooldowns up. And you need vision of the enemy team so that you can land that 5-man Yasuo ult or something similar in order to win this. That's really your only choice here. They're going to tank this up. That is a dead tower. Hook goes on to Kate. Oh my goodness. Again, Ashe just getting hit by every single hook. Nice hooks by Thresh for sure, but she needs to work on this. Alright, so they go a little bit too deep. Jace gets taken down. Lee Sin quite low. Knockup is ready. If he can land a knockup across the team here, nope. Instead, he's going to miss his knockup and get hooked by Thresh. Thresh decides to go back in. Very questionable decision there. Crucible comes across from Nami. Nami ult is up in 1 second. Ult right now. Nice work. Yasuo combos in. Xin combos in. That is a triple kill. Alright, so with that, you want to immediately focus inhibs. Just rush into them. Alright, so Zin's going to take mid. Is anyone going to be able to take any other tower? Caitlyn's taken very, very low. Flashes ult. Oh no. Poor Yasuo. Tries to flash forward for the knock-up combo. Not able to quite land it though. They need to finish these inhibs. You have about 10 seconds. Taking top is going to be questionable. Now that Nami's here, I would say just back out. She can provide some cover for you. They're all up now. If you die at this point, you're done. Alright, thankfully they do not get stunned. Hook goes... Oh, very nice Ashe ult lands. Another Hourglass comes out. Stun comes across. Lands only onto Nami in this case. Ult comes across. That is one down, but they just trade one for one. Lulu shielding herself, trying to get as much damage as they can. Polymorph goes across onto Lee. Bubble's just about to come up. I would bubble right in here. Nice bubble, but not going to be enough. Again, Caitlyn wasn't... Not Caitlyn. Ugh. Ashe was not there for that fight. One volley. Yeah, that'll be enough to discourage them. That was a very nicely placed Ashe ult. That was exactly what they needed for that. But just a little bit of miscommunication. She wasn't quite able to follow up. I think that could have been a little bit better. Also, Syndra is missing a lot of her stuns. I would like to see her work on that a little bit. Someone in chat's mentioning that it's hard to know when to ult if your team is engaging. Ashe is the engage. Ashe is the initiation for their entire team. She has to make the decision of when to fight. She needs to recognize where her team is, what they're capable of, and then she has to initiate it with a proper arrow. You can play a different style where you use it for disengages or re-engages, but at the end of the day, who does that leave to engage? A Nami? A Xin? Right? An Ashe arrow is their best, safest, most consistent form of engage. Jay's coming across from the side, trying to get a ward in there. Not actually landing anything with his Empowered Shock Blast there. Same issues as before, no smite going across, but they do secure it. So that's 2 inhibs down. I want to see you guys take bot. You can actually tank bot super, super easy. You see the initiation come across. Xin lands his ult, getting very tanky as a result. Lulu ults across. Yasuo ults across. Oh, this should be game. Very nice job, Xin, and everyone else, of course. Ashe still has her ult. Ult. This is your engage. Come on, Ashe. Ult right through here. There you go. Alright, so this should be end of the game here. Very, very nice there, blue team. So I want to compliment everyone. This was a very even, close game. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of mistakes, but that's how you learn, right? So I would highly suggest that people be watching this video back. We will be uploading it to YouTube later on this evening. Make sure that you are subscribed. We'll do everything we can to give you a hand with that. Okay, so we're going to go over final team comps, builds, some of the more finer-tuned decision-making there. I don't think we're going to be doing a third workshop game. Instead, I think we're going to do a viewer game. So make sure that you are in the proper chat rooms. We're going to be choosing people from the Pro for Never chat room. So if you want to play with us, make sure you're in there. In terms of overall team comp, sorry, not team comp, builds. Nami has exactly what she needs. 40% CDR from utility items, 5 actives actually, if you want to count them all. And the AoE, the magic resist from it, is just crucial for saving her team. So very nice build. Some really good bubbles. Very, very nice overall. I didn't have a lot of advice for Nami. Her Nami play seemed to be quite on point. Xin, phenomenal job in terms of decision making with your split pushes, with your engages, with your dueling. There were some issues in terms of just how deep you were going or if your team was able to follow up. But at the end of the day, you did a phenomenal job of influencing that game. And I would like to see that as your consistent gameplay. If that's your consistent Xin performance, then more power to you, dude. That was really, really good. I personally am not a huge fan of Xin, but you definitely proved me wrong there. Yeah, so I want to see you positioning a little bit better. I saw you taking a lot of free harass. I saw a lot of fights that were easily disengaged from Syndra, Thresh, that sort of thing. And as a result, that oftentimes did get you caught out and shut down. You need to be waiting on the Ashe arrow, waiting on the Nami or Lulu or Xin combos so that you can follow in safely and land your ult across multiple people. Overall, you did reasonably well, but that's definitely something I would like to see worked on. I also would not have mind seeing a Banshee's Veil. You're a hell of a lot of damage with Infinity Edge, Last Whisper, Static Shiv, and Blade of the Ruin King. Having a Banshee's Veil would have blocked one skill and given you a ton of magic resist. Syndra was really, really screwing with you and your ability to perform in fights. So I think Banshee's Veil would have been a better option, maybe finishing it before one of your offensive items, or simply just not going for the Chain Vest there. But hey, you did a good job there. Ashe, we had a lot of concerns with your positioning, your alts. Just watch the video back. I don't want to harp on them because I really, really don't want to seem like I'm picking you out by any means. But you need to work on your position. You need to work on your alts. You need to work on a lot of things. We also mentioned Ignite, not really good choice on Ashe. You wanted defensive skills such as Heal, Ghost. Anything along those lines would have been a good choice here. Lulu did actually a really good job. I was surprised she was able to deal with Jace so well, and her alts were relatively on point in terms of setting up the fights. So good work there. There's always room for improvement. I would have liked to see an Hourglass finish up. I'm assuming that's what the Needlessly Large Rod was for, but I think it should have come before some of these other items. Overall, good work, good decision making, good work. Thresh, very, very tanky utility build. I would have liked to see a Crucible. You have an Ashe Arrow that you're dealing with. You have a Lulu Polymorph you're dealing with. You have a Nami Stun, Knock-Up, Displacement, blah, blah, blah that you're dealing with. I think that Crucible would have been, well, it's core. You have to have a Crucible if you're playing support. So I would have liked to see that changed. I kind of like the Frozen Heart decision, though, because you are dealing with a Xin, Yasuo, Ashe, Lulu, all of which rely on attack speed. So I really like that decision. Good play there. And you had some very nicely placed hooks. But again, I think Crucible would have been a lot more effective for your team comp. Lee Sin, that's some good play. You were a little bit too aggressive, though. You kept trying to pull off super flashy plays when you could have been just a little bit more passive, a little bit more consistent, and been more useful to your team, I feel. That's my opinion. Syndra, you need to work on your ults, you need to work on your positioning, and you need to work on your combos. There was a lot of times I looked where I was just like, why are you running directly at them? And I don't know if it was just your misclicking or something, but at the end of the day, that shouldn't be happening. You should never be in range, really, as Syndra to take much damage. Just max range, siege, poke, burst. I think that could have been improved significantly. Just watch your playback, look at where you're making your mispositioned mistakes, your miscomboed mistakes, and just take that to heart for future gameplay. Caitlyn, looks like you're building towards oh god, what is it even called? Hurricane. Looks like you're building towards a hurricane. Please don't do that. Please. Please don't. You would have wanted to finish your Phantom Dancer, and then I would have suggested Banshee's Veil. Again, cancel out all of this CC. Or you could have gone for a Scimitar. Because Quicksilver Sash is a cheap, effective item at giving you enough magic resist to survive. Although there wasn't that much magic damage on the enemy team, but it still would have been useful. And it would have allowed you to instantly, at will, break out of the Yasuo knockups, the Ashe combos, that sort of thing. And upgrading it into a Cutlass. Not Cutlass, what is it even called? Scimitar. Different type of sword. Upgrading to Scimitar would have continued increasing your flat damage potential. Hurricane, just not a good pick. Jace, really good gameplay, but it got sloppy near the end. He was too confident in his ability to burst people. I want to see you picking up a Last Whisper. And I want to see you working on your decision making, because there was a lot of times where you were just like, I see someone, I have to combo. It's like, well, dude, you just ran in 1v3 and then you die, right? So overall, good gameplay for both teams. Very, very even fights, and I love